Silver Ferns whitewashed by Australian Diamonds in Constellation Cup. Silver Ferns whitewashed by Australian Diamonds in Constellation Cup. Silver Ferns captain Katrina Grant goes up for the block. Diamonds star Caitlin Thwaites in control in Sydney. Australia goal attacks Stephanie Wood. The Queen's Bank Arena in Sydney. Caitlin Bassett of Australia wins the ball. Diamond star Caitlin Bassett grabs the ball away from the clutches of Silver Ferns captain Katrina Grant. Silver Ferns Sam Sinclair and Diamond Elizabeth Watson lunge for the ball in the Constellation Cup finale in Sydney. Gabby Simpson of Australia catches the ball in the Constellation Cup finale, in Sydney. Australia ahead of the Constellation Cup finale, in Sydney. Diamonds captain Caitlin Bassett and Silver Ferns counterpart Katrina Grant at the toss ahead of Game 4 of the Constellation Cup, in Sydney. In the space of 6 weeks, the Silver Ferns have gone from flying high to feeling low. They crashed to a 16-goal loss against the Australian Diamonds on Saturday at Queen's Bank Arena in Sydney, 58-42, which completed a 4-0 series whitewash for the hosts, and has left last month's home win in Invercargill looking like a distant memory. The last time the Silver Ferns lost 4 in a row to the Diamonds was late in 2014. At the end of a 9-game skid which began a year earlier, and included a one-sided loss in the final at the Glasgow Commonwealth Games. The Diamonds couldn't be happier as they lift the Constellation Cup. Now, with the Gold Coast Commonwealth Games on the horizon next April, the Silver Ferns have a lot of work to do if they are to challenge for a gold medal. Silver Ferns coach Janine Southby. "It's a little bit of a lot of things, more than any one thing in particular," said Southby after the game, an analysis which brings to mind one of those philosophical what-ifs: would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses, or one horse-sized duck? Too many of those things are coming and going from game to game at the moment, which is to be expected, when you consider that the Ferns have lost a lot of experience in a short amount of time, but worrying, given that they don't have long to get it right. They have now gone 5 years without winning the Constellation Cup, and in losing all 4 tests, they didn't get on the board for the second time in the series' 7-year history. Diamond shooter Caitlin Bassett wins the ball ahead of Silver Ferns defender Tamalaiza Fakahikata. "I guess for a while we weren't getting the gains, and now we're getting the gains, but we're just not treasuring possession," said Southby. "We all need to go and have a really good hard look at ourselves, and we've got a lot of work to do over the next couple of months." Southby made 3 significant changes to her starting 7 for Saturday's match, dropping star shooter Maria Tutai to the bench for Tipa Eselby-Rickett, Gina Crampton for Kayla Cullen, who came in at wing defense, forcing Sam Sinclair and Shannon Francois to move up the court, and Kelly Jury for Tamalaiza Fakahikata at the back. Diamond shooter Caitlin Bassett wins the ball ahead of Silver Ferns defender Katrina Grant. The 3 new faces all deserved their promotions, which were perhaps overdue, given the form they had shown during their brief appearances in the first 3 games of the series. Fakahikata was the quickest to make an impact, hassling Diamond shooter Caitlin Bassett early to win a pair of turnovers and help the Ferns go up 5-0 after 3 minutes. But just as quickly as they had built that advantage, they lost it, and so the game turned into a grind for most of the opening spell. where Selby Rickett scored all of the Ferns' goals as they took a 13-12 lead. The first time they had been in front heading to the benches at any point in the series. The tense nature of the match continued as the second quarter began, and it took almost 3 minutes for Selby Rickett to net one and get the scoreboard moving again, but it was all Australia for a stretch after that. The Diamonds opened up an 18-14 lead, and that was when Southby swapped Bailliams for Tuteaya, who proceeded to pull the Ferns back within one with 3 quick goals. It was 26-22 to the Diamonds at halftime, however, as they pulled away again to end the second quarter, with Caitlin Thwaites coming on for Bassett in the shooting circle and turning in an impressive performance, scoring 30 goals from 32 attempts. Southby introduced Crampton for Sinclair as the third quarter began, and the margin remained at 4 for a while, as both teams' play became riddled with errors. But with 6 minutes to go in the spell, the Diamonds grew their lead by 2-6, and went up 33-27, creating a gap that seemed to drain the Ferns' energy. The Ferns were behind by 9, 40-31 as the buzzer sounded, and there was no way back from there. Australian Diamonds 58, Bassett 9/12, Wood 15-20, Thwaites 30 seconds, Pettit 4-6, Silver Ferns 42, Selby Rickett 26-30, Ms 1/3, Tuteaya 12-17, Wilson 3/4.